Abala ngayon sa training ang Philippine Ice Hockey Team para sa nalalapit na 2017 Southeast Asian Games. Kagagaling lang ng team sa 2017 Asian Winter Games sa Sapporo, Japan, kung saan nakuha nila ang third place sa Men's Division 2. Tinalo noon ng Team Philippines ang team mula sa Macau para masungkit ang bronze medal. Ayon sa head coach ng team na si Daniel Brodan, mataas ang moral at kumpiyansa ng team ngayon taon at tiwala sila na kaya na nilang makapwesto ulit sa podium sa darating na SEA Games ngayong Agosto. And here to tell us more about their preparation for the 2017 SEA Games, kasama natin ang presidente ng Hockey Philippines, si Christopher C., ang general manager ng Hockey Philippines, si Francois Gauthier, ang team captain ng men's team na si Steven Pugliser, and players nilang sina Paul Sanchez and Benjamin Imperial, at women's team captain na si Danielle Imperial. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Welcome to The Score. Thank you so much. Sir Chris, let's start with you. Tell us a bit about the history of ice hockey in the Philippines. Siyempre, it's not something we expect as the typical sport that everybody gets into, but thankfully there are some malls that have hockey rinks that we can use. So tell us a bit how this whole thing started.
Actually, the ice hockey started 20 years ago, and I got involved, I think, 3 years ago.
Okay.
There's so many groups all together. So me and Hans, we sat down and talked. We need to consolidate all the clubs
Okay.
to make one big federation.
Okay.
That's what we did 2 years ago.
Okay.
So finally, we were recognized by IIHF right now,
Wonderful.
and also by POC.
All right. And how big of a step is that to get that recognition? How important is that to really formalize the sport here in the Philippines?
You cannot join international tournaments without POC and
Okay.
IIHF. So
Right.
you need those both recognitions. Without those two agencies, you can't. Also, you need also the support from PSC.
Right, right. Well, from the little I heard earlier while we were getting ready, Francois, are you one of the more veteran or players on the squad? Tell us a bit about how you got in the sport and when you started playing.
Well, veteran, I don't know. I'm one of the older guys, yes.
Okay.
But, I'm actually one of the guys that started hockey here. We were a bunch of maybe 20, 30 plus guys 25 years ago.
Was this in the Mega Mall when there was still that pillar in the middle of the ring?
When
I
the
remember
big
that.
post in the middle
Yes, yes.
that can give a pretty good hit sometimes. But not only Mega Mall, but we had South Mall
South
as well.
Mall too, that's
I
right,
actually started in South Mall.
Okay.
Played a few games in Mega Mall as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for 25 years, it's been pretty much just pickup games, a few friendlies here and there, and then we started a league about 10 years ago, and then 2-3 years ago we started forming the federation,
Awesome.
and then we got the accreditations, the recognitions from all these different international bodies that made us be where we are now, and basically we're thriving to get more accomplishments and make our country proud.
Oh, great stuff so far. So, Chris, tell us about the recent competition in Japan, the Winter Asian Games, and how big of a deal was that? Congratulations, you won the bronze. I can see it right there. But tell us about the whole experience of bringing both the men's and women's team there and just really getting out in the international scene already.
Actually, for Asian Winter Games, it's only the men's team.
Okay.
Okay, it's the first time for the country to participate, and I committed to PSC that we will have some medals, and I committed minimum bronze.
Wow, okay.
And I have to thank the boys. They work hard, they train hard,
Yep.
and we're aiming for a medal to give honor and pride to the country. It's an unforgettable experience because it's the first time we joined, and I think we got the biggest delegation in one of the of all the countries who participated, aside from of course Japan.
Okay. And I heard in that competition there were a lot of Filipinos who actually supported you guys. What is that like? Let's go to Benjamin, who was there in Japan. What is that experience like? That apparently it was like a hometown feel. What is that like?
Yeah, we were really surprised actually that there were a lot of Japanese people, Filipinos who actually lived in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we only expected our family members to
Right,
come
right.
watch us and our friends who we invited. But then there were a lot of Filipinos who actually lived in Japan
Okay.
and heard we were playing, so they came out to support us. So that was really great.
Awesome, awesome. Now, Steven, what was it like competing against other national teams for the first time in a big stage like that in Japan?
It was a bit of the unknown
Okay.
because we did not know what to expect,
Right.
really. We had no detailed scouting reports of our opponents. So every game we just try to prepare our best, and then we kind of just see what happens. And mostly after one period, you like kind of figure out where you stand and
Right,
what you
right.
can do better or where you have to improve. And that was mostly our approach for the games.
Well, Paul, was there pressure that Sir Chris had promised some kind of a medal to bring home? How did you guys feel that you did bring home that medal? You guys came home with the bronze.
Well, we actually didn't know that he promised that. So,
Okay.
but I think going into it, we were confident in our ability and what we could do as a team. We've been practicing for a long time, and
Okay.
we all knew what we were able to accomplish. Aside from the first game, the first couple minutes of it, where we were just trying to feel out the kind of competition, kind of like game we need to play. I felt after that we became a team that we need to be, the team that we were capable of being, and then so I don't think we never really felt the pressure, but we put the pressure on ourselves just because we knew that it was sort of our medal to lose, even if we didn't win one.
Oh, congratulations. Great stuff. Now, I want to go to Danielle. It's not necessarily the first thing come to mind when you think of ice hockey that women will be playing ice hockey. Tell us a bit your story and how some of your teammates got into this sport and really take it seriously.
Well, actually, for me, I was planning on starting with figure skating.
Okay,
because
figure skating,
that was my
alright.
mom's dream as well.
Okay.
But as I was buying my figure skates, BJ made friends with the rest of the team.
Okay.
And they looked at me and they were like, "What are you doing? Put on your hockey skates and come with us." So I think
Okay.
I enjoyed the team more.
All right.
And back when I started, there were actually only 3 or 4 girls playing. Compared to now, we were able to put up a team of 19 players.
Wow. Okay.
And there are actually a lot more girls training. And now with the federation, as Mr. C said, everyone's just coming together, and it's a great thing.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, Sir Chris, you're preparing for the SEA Games as
Yeah.
well. And first of all, I was pleasantly surprised to see that the SEA Games, a country with, a region with all warm countries, has ice hockey as an official sport. Talk about that. That first of all, it's included as an official sport, and then how you're preparing for the competition there.
It's the first time for SEA Games to have ice hockey in part of the list in the games.
Okay.
We're practicing our practice is every other night. We practice in MOA,
In
3
MOA?
times a week.
Great, great. Okay.
And we also be holding an international tournament, invitational to PIHT. This is
Okay.
the 3rd year. We're inviting foreign players to play with the Philippine team.
And this is before the SEA Games,
Yeah,
so that's
before
part of
the
your
SEA Games, yeah.
preparations. Okay.
So basically, we're thinking of doing a full contact sports because the SEA Games, it's even Asian Winter Games, it's a full contact sports.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, we're preparing the boys for that also.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say a full contact sport, you're saying there's a version that's not as physical.
You can push, but
Yeah.
there's no physical, what you
How
see
they allow in the,
NHL,
the NHL, they
Yeah.
do allow some fighting.
So basically,
yeah,
just body checking,
Okay.
body contact.
All right.
yeah.
Now, what's the potential you see about this sport growing in the Philippines? Before you got on air, we were chatting that you wanted to do this. If you were going to do this, you're going to take this thing seriously, all of you, not just the leadership, but every member of the team and the association. So how real is the deal in terms of growing ice hockey, the sport here in the Philippines?
We look at it maybe 5-10 years down the line, down the road, because we're trying to look at how to expose the sports and also get interest from other athletes. So we're looking at either putting UAAP. So
all right. Okay.
basically that will, stir interest in the sports.
Yep, yep.
And after UAP, there's maybe form a minor league. So there's somewhere, direction for the ice hockey to go.
Well, good luck with that. That sounds very interesting. Now, for those who want to try it out, Danielle, what can you say to those out there? There are a lot of kids out there doing figure skating. You see that obviously that it's a growing sport, but how will you encourage them to say, let's try hockey and maybe this is something for you?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, one thing I enjoyed was being in the team.
Okay.
So, other than, having all those late night practices and getting to make friends and get close to everyone in the team, like one thing with hockey is you get to go on a lot of tournaments. Like Mr. C mentioned, we're organizing our own in June. The women's team actually and I think one of the youth teams are going to Hong Kong this
Okay.
May. So, it's a really fun sport, and like any sport, it really teaches you a lot, like on and off the ice, camaraderie, team play, and everything. So, you know, it's a fun sport to learn, and now that hockey's on a really good development process, it's a good time to jump into it.
Excellent. Now, Francois, any advice for boys or girls out there who want to try it out? How can they get in touch with any of the clubs? Aside from the federation and the national team, there are still the teams out there, right? So how do they start? How does one get into ice hockey nowadays?
Oh, well, it's really simple. If you're interested in playing, just go to a rink, and
Okay.
there's a lot of people there to ask around, to point you in the right direction. Obviously, preferably you go through the federation so that you have the proper development process
Right.
in place. But otherwise, yeah, like Danielle said, it's it's a team sport. You not only get to learn how to play hockey, but you learn how to be in a group and form bonds between people that that will last a lifetime. So you don't just learn about one sport, but you learn a lot of things that will help you in life afterwards.
Absolutely, I agree. Well, I can really see and sense the family vibe here, Sir Chris. So congratulations on what you've put up so far. You've got great ambitions, great dreams, and we wish you all the best. So good luck first in the SEA Games coming up and the Invitational coming here soon. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. We would like to, the Federation, we'd like to present something to you as an
All right.
honorary member for the
Sure.
Federation.
Oh, awesome. Hey, there you go. My own jersey. Salamat.
This is our
There you go.
off-ice jersey.
Okay.
And this is our official pin.
Okay, cool. Now I need a pair of skates.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see you in the skate.
And a steak. Well, maraming salamat and all the best to our Philippine ice hockey teams. Good luck, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, keep watching The Score for the latest sports updates, and don't forget to subscribe to the ABS-CBN Sports in Action YouTube channel.